In a small Canadian town called Stratford, a single mother prayed for a better life. Her son, he wasn't a genius, he wasn't rich, but he had something rare, a voice that would one day echo across stadiums, radios, and hearts. Welcome to Inspiro, where real stories speak louder than fiction. In a small Canadian town called Stratford, dreams seemed quiet, almost invisible. No flashing lights, no celebrity parties, just ordinary life, wrapped in the cold Canadian air. But inside a small apartment lived a teenage single mother named Patty Millette. She worked 2 jobs just to keep the lights on and food on the table. Her son, Justin Bieber, was born on March 1st, 1994. No silver spoon, no easy path. Just a boy with an unusual spark, a voice that would one day capture the world's attention. From a very young age, Justin was different. While other kids played outside, Justin was banging on pots, humming melodies, and finding rhythm in everyday sounds. He wasn't enrolled in music classes or formal training. Instead, he learned from what he heard around him, the hum of the neighborhood, YouTube videos, and old CDs his mother found in garage sales. Life was not easy. Patty struggled with depression and anxiety. Money was tight, and sometimes bills went unpaid. Young Justin performed on streets and local events not for fame or fortune, but simply to help his mother and himself survive. At the age of 12, Justin began posting videos online. Raw, unpolished, heartfelt performances that showcased the talent of a boy who had nothing but passion and determination. One of those videos caught the attention of a talent scout named Scooter Braun. A single click changed the course of Justin's life forever. It was just another evening. Scooter Braun, a talent manager from Atlanta, was scrolling through YouTube, searching for something fresh, a new sound, a spark. He didn't know that his life and the life of a 12-year-old Canadian boy was about to change forever. As he clicked on a random video, he saw a kid, barely a teenager, singing "Nay You're So Sick." No studio, no auto-tune, just raw emotion and effortless control. Scooter paused. "Who is this kid?" he whispered. He watched the video again and again. There was something magnetic about this boy, the way he sang, the way he connected with the camera, with people. It was more than talent. It was presence. Scooter traced the video to a local Canadian competition. He reached out. He called. He emailed. Patty, Justin's mum, was skeptical. She was protective. She didn't trust the entertainment world. But eventually, she agreed to take a leap of faith. Justin and Patty flew to Atlanta, Georgia, to meet Scooter Braun. For a kid from a small town who'd never even seen an airplane up close, this was overwhelming. But when Justin walked into the studio for the first time, magic happened. He sang, he danced, he smiled, and every producer in the room sat up straight. Even Usher, one of the biggest R&B stars at the time, heard him and was stunned. Justin was signed. A record deal, a dream, a whirlwind. But behind the excitement, there were doubts. Could this Canadian kid really break into the American music industry? Was he ready for the pressure, for the fame, for the hate? He didn't know the answers, but he was ready to try. Atlanta's warmth was unfamiliar, but it stirred something inside Justin. He wasn't just a guest in a new city anymore. He was a rising spark. Back in Canada, people barely noticed him. But here, record labels were circling, studios were watching, eyes were opening. Scooter Braun wasted no time. He began uploading more videos of Justin on YouTube, covers of R&B songs, soulful pop ballads, even freestyle drumming sessions in studios. And people watched. Then they shared. Then they watched again. Suddenly, this kid with the swoopy hair and wide smile was all over the internet. One video with You by Chris Brown went viral. Justin's voice, high-pitched but clear, melted into the track, like he had lived it. He wasn't just imitating, he was becoming. Teenagers around the world felt like he was singing directly to them. Girls screamed in comment sections. Boys tried to copy his hairstyle. He was real. He was reachable. He was their age. While the internet fell in love with him, Justin was still going to school, attending online classes between studio sessions, working on music at night, and texting friends from Canada who couldn't believe what was happening. Meanwhile, Scooter pulled the right strings. He set up meetings. He got Justin in front of big executives, L.A. Reid, Usher, and the team at Island Records. It was like walking into a storm of suits and contracts. But through all of it, Justin remained grounded. He wasn't chasing fame for its own sake. He still just wanted to sing, to make his mom proud, to prove that a small-town kid could change the world with a voice and a webcam. Then came the moment that changed the game. A record deal was signed. Justin was now officially a recording artist under Island Def Jam Music Group. It wasn't just a title. It was a new world, opening wide with tour dates, video shoots, vocal coaches, and dance rehearsals. He was 14, and the world was already watching. Justin stepped into the studio like a sponge, soaking in every note, every beat, every word the producers threw his way. He wasn't just talented, he was teachable. His first official singles were in the making, and the team knew they had something explosive on their hands. Then came One Time. A track so simple, yet so infectiously catchy. It wasn't just a debut, it was a promise. A whisper to the world that said, "You're about to hear a lot more from this kid." The moment it dropped, it spread like wildfire. Radio stations picked it up. MTV began featuring it. And YouTube? It exploded again. Millions of views, millions of hearts claimed. And then the TV appearances started rolling in. Good Morning America, Ellen, Kids' Choice Awards. Justin was no longer a boy singing covers on a webcam. He was now a pop star with lights, fans, and security guards. His days became a blur of interviews, dance rehearsals, sound checks, and vocal training. And through it all, he never let go of his schooling. Patty ensured that between sets and stage lights, Justin still logged into his online classes. He was a student by day, superstar by night. Then came his debut EP, My World. It wasn't just a musical release. It was a cultural ripple. With songs like One Less Lonely Girl and Love Me, Justin became a voice for every teenager who ever dreamed, every kid who ever danced alone in their room. His fan base got a name, Beliebers, a global army of loyal, loud, passionate hearts that defended him, adored him, and followed him everywhere. But success wasn't all shine. With fame came pressure. With love came hate. Justin, at just 15, had already seen both sides of the spotlight. He had millions of fans. He also had critics waiting for him to fall. Yet through it all, he smiled, sang, danced, and believed. Because deep down, the boy from Stratford knew this was just the beginning. From singing in the streets of Stratford to lighting up the biggest arenas, Justin's journey has been magical so far. But don't get too comfortable. Because the road ahead, it's not all lights and applause. What happens when fame turns into pressure? What happens when the spotlight starts to burn? Stay with us, because what comes next is raw, real, and unforgettable. If you've ever believed in rising after falling, hit that like button. Tap subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the moments where belief turns into battle. Justin's life had transformed completely. From a YouTube sensation to a global icon, his days were now packed with world tours, red carpets, press interviews, and screaming fans. But behind the glamour, something else was building pressure. He was just 17 when the world expected him to be perfect. Every step outside his hotel was followed by paparazzi. Every smile was dissected by the media. Every word became a headline. The same internet that had built him up was now waiting for him to slip. It was too much for a teenager. He was lonely, exhausted, confused. Behind the stage lights, Justin started losing himself. He once said in an interview, "I didn't know who I was anymore. I was playing a role everyone wanted me to play." His team tried to keep him going, more shows, more music, more brand deals, but no one was asking, "How are you really doing?" His personal life, especially his on and off relationship with Selena Gomez, became public drama. Tabloids sold millions off their heartbreak. Justin couldn't go anywhere without being followed. To escape, he turned to distractions. He started partying more, drinking, making reckless decisions, from peeing in a bucket backstage to yelling at photographers. These small moments became big controversies. His fans were divided. Some stood by him, but many were confused. Was Justin turning into the kind of celebrity people warned about? He wasn't a boy next door anymore. He was becoming a tabloid headline. But deep inside, he was still that boy from Stratford who loved to sing, who wanted to make his mom proud, who just wanted peace. He once tweeted, "I'm not perfect. I'm growing, learning, and trying to be better every day." But the internet wasn't forgiving. Social media turned harsh. Justin Bieber haters started trending. He was booed at award shows. He felt trapped in the very world he had dreamt of. Fame wasn't a dream anymore. It was a cage. And Justin, the boy who once believed, was now beginning to break. But sometimes, you have to fall apart before you come back stronger. The real question was, would Justin survive his own success? By the time Justin turned 19, his life was spinning out of control. It was no longer just about late-night parties or angry outbursts. Now it was about arrests, public scandals, and a reputation that was falling apart in front of the world. In 2014, headlines flashed across the globe: Justin Bieber arrested in Miami. The world froze. The boy who once sang "Baby, Baby, Baby, Oh" was now in a mugshot, eyes tired, face expressionless. The charges? Drag racing, DUI, driving under the influence, resisting arrest. Fans were heartbroken. Critics were ruthless. He wasn't just a misbehaving teen anymore. He was a cautionary tale. News anchors debated. Is Justin finished? People who once cheered him were now turning away. Brands dropped deals. Radio stations pulled his songs. Social media turned savage. For Justin, it wasn't just a fall, it was a crash. Behind the scenes, he felt numb, isolated, broken. He later confessed, "I felt like I couldn't breathe. I didn't know who I was. I hated the person I had become." His relationship with his mother, Patty, had grown distant. She had raised him with faith and discipline, but now she barely recognized her son. The boy she once held during prayer was now the center of every global controversy. His mentor, Usher, and even Will Smith tried to intervene. They reminded him of his purpose, his gift, his influence. But Justin wasn't listening. Not really. Instead, he pushed away the people who loved him. He drowned deeper into his mistakes. More partying, more headlines, more self-destruction. But even in the middle of the chaos, a small part of Justin still wanted to be saved. He would often sit alone, headphones on, replaying old gospel songs from his childhood. He missed innocence. He missed peace. He missed himself. In a rare interview, he said, "I knew I had to change, but I didn't know how." It was at this breaking point that something shifted. One night, after another exhausting party, Justin stood in front of the mirror. His eyes looked empty. His body was tired. His spirit was crushed. And for the first time in years, he prayed, "God, I don't want this life anymore. Help me. Please." He wasn't sure if anyone was listening, but for the first time, he felt something move inside him. A whisper, a spark, a beginning. After that night of prayer, something inside Justin began to shift slowly but surely. It was as if a heavy fog started lifting, revealing a path he had long forgotten. For the first time, Justin realized that changing his life wasn't just about stopping the parties or avoiding the bad headlines. It was about finding peace within himself, a purpose bigger than fame or money. But this road to redemption was not easy. The pressures of the spotlight were relentless. Every mistake was magnified, every misstep broadcast worldwide. He struggled with trust, not just in others, but in himself. Could he really change? Would people forgive him? Could he find his way back to the music that once inspired millions? Slowly, Justin started opening up to a few close people, his mother Patty, his manager Scooter Braun, and a small circle of true friends who refused to give up on him. He began attending church regularly again, rediscovering his faith that had always been a quiet presence in his life. The songs he sang as a child took on new meaning, helping him heal. But redemption was not just spiritual, it was practical too. Justin realized he needed to take control not just of his music career, but his personal habits. He committed to therapy and rehab programs. He learned to say no to the partying and yes to rest and recovery. He started writing music that reflected his journey songs about mistakes, forgiveness, and hope. Fans noticed the change. Slowly but surely, the headlines started to shift from scandal to comeback. The pressure remained intense, but Justin was fighting a different battle now, one within himself. He knew the road would be long, but for the first time in years, he was hopeful. After months of hard work and self-reflection, Justin Bieber was ready to step back into the spotlight, but this time on his own terms. In 2015, he released What Do You Mean?, a single that instantly captured the attention of fans and critics alike. The song was different. It was mature, honest, and showcased a new side of Justin, one that wasn't afraid to admit vulnerability. The music video, sleek and stylish, portrayed a young man caught in confusion and self-doubt, mirroring Justin's real-life struggles. It was clear, this wasn't just a catchy pop song, it was a message. Fans who had once turned away slowly began to return. They saw a man who was learning from his past, growing stronger, and ready to rebuild. The success of What Do You Mean was just the beginning. The follow-up singles, Sorry and Love Yourself, cemented his comeback as one of the most remarkable in music history. Behind the scenes, Justin continued his personal work. Therapy, meditation, and a closer relationship with his faith gave him tools to handle pressure and stay grounded. The tour that followed was different too. Justin was more connected to his audience, no longer the reckless teenager, but a man who had faced darkness and was now embracing the light. Critics acknowledged the transformation, and his music earned awards and praise worldwide. Yet Justin knew this wasn't the end of his journey. The road to healing and growth would always be ongoing, but he had learned one powerful truth. Success without peace is hollow. For Justin Bieber, the comeback was not just about music, it was about reclaiming his life. As Justin Bieber's career skyrocketed, the pressures of fame intensified. Suddenly, every move he made was under a microscope, from his music to his personal life. The world watched closely, judging and celebrating in equal measure. Balancing this fame with a personal life was one of Justin's biggest challenges. Despite his success, he longed for simple moments, spending time with family, quiet evenings at home, and the chance to be just Justin without cameras or expectations. Justin's marriage to Hailey Baldwin in 2018 marked a new chapter in his life. The couple's relationship was both celebrated and scrutinized by fans and media. But for Justin, Hailey became a source of stability and strength. Together, they navigated the highs and lows of fame. At the same time, Justin faced ongoing struggles with mental health. Anxiety and depression sometimes overwhelmed him. He was honest about these battles, speaking openly to help reduce stigma and encourage others to seek help. Faith continued to be an anchor in his life. Justin often spoke about how spirituality helped him find peace amid chaos. Meditation, prayer, and self-reflection became daily practices. Music remained his greatest outlet. Songs like Yummy and Holy showed a more mature artist exploring themes of love, healing, and gratitude. While the spotlight was bright, Justin worked hard to create a life that felt authentic and balanced. It wasn't always easy. Fame brings its own unique struggles, but he remained committed to growth. His journey reminded fans that behind the superstar was a real person, trying to live fully and honestly. As Justin Bieber's journey continues, the focus shifts not just to his past, but to the future he is building both as an artist and as a person. After years of ups and downs, Justin understands that his true legacy is more than just hit songs or awards. It's about the impact he leaves on people's lives. His recent projects show a deeper purpose. From supporting mental health awareness to charitable work, Justin is using his platform for positive change. He has become a role model for resilience, humility, and growth. Looking ahead, Justin is exploring new musical styles, collaborating with diverse artists, and expanding his creativity beyond music, including fashion and business ventures. He's also committed to nurturing his personal life, prioritizing health, family, and spirituality. For Justin, this balance is essential to long-term happiness. Fans around the world continue to support and celebrate his evolution, appreciating the honesty and vulnerability he brings to his work. Ultimately, Justin Bieber's story is a testament to the power of redemption, perseverance, and staying true to oneself. His legacy will inspire generations, reminding us all that even amid struggles, it's possible to rise, rebuild, and shine brighter than ever. Thank you for joining us on Inspiro for this incredible journey through Justin Bieber's life. If you loved this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more inspiring biographies.